great in theory, but this is capitalism, bro, so. The moment has finally come. Hi friends, welcome back to the Avocado Toast Budget. If you're new here, my name is Lexa, and today has finally come. We are doing a reacting to terrible TikTok money advice. Now look, I recognize the hypocritical seat in which I sit. I literally am in front of you today because of TikTok. I can fully admit that TikTok was the #1 source of my growth on social media. It's why I was able to quit my job. I love TikTok for that. I've discovered so many amazing content creators on there, not only in the personal finance space, but I truly believe that like if you get on the right sides of TikTok, you can learn so much. I have learned more about social justice issues than I ever have in the past. It is a great way to stay very up to date on a lot of just like current events and what is going on in the news. And I've just like learned some cool facts about life. But I will be the first to admit that there are scary, cringy sides of TikTok, and that, of course, also applies to the personal finance world as well. So I was the brave one who decided to march into those scary sides of personal finance TikTok, and I discovered some bold, is the word we'll go with, videos that I want to address and show and unpack here. This is gonna be a good one, but it is probably also going to be a sassy one. So of course, if you are or know one of the creators in this video, this is not a personal attack against you. I totally understand what it's like to be a TikTok content creator and understand that what gets views are the maybe not necessarily so true, kind of too good to be true, click-worthy videos. I get that, I respect your hustle, but I also think that it is important, especially because TikTok is a platform with a lot of kids, and it's a platform that people really do come to learn about things, that we unpack some of that advice that not necessarily is what it seems to be. So if you enjoy this video, if you learned something cool, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps boost this video to the top. That way more people can find this content. And let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, I'm gonna move over a little bit so that hopefully I can put the video right here so you can see it.
Do you want to see how Google will pay you $1 for every 20 seconds? Head over to Google Opinions Rewards. You can download the app in the App Store or Google Play. Google values your opinion and willing to pay $1 for each completed survey, and most take less than 20 seconds. If you want to know how to start your own online business selling other people's products, check out the link in my bio.
Okay, so first off, we can just tell from like a very quick click of the comments that this is obviously not true. So we have tons of people on here like making jokes saying made $20 in 3 years. Every 2 weeks I only get 50 cents. You don't get that many surveys. So a lot of people will use these kind of like survey, get rich quick, easy ways to make money TikToks to reel you in and then sell you a product. So that is why I laughed there at the end, because that is exactly what he's doing, is he's trying to sell you his drop shipping course. I can guarantee you, I haven't even looked at this guy's profile. I guarantee you that's what this is. Okay, let's look. Let's see if I'm right. I know I'm right. Okay. Profitable online business while working full-time. Oh, I can't see anything. Okay, well, we gotta put our name in. I gotta know, guys. I gotta know if I'm right. Okay, maybe I won't put my good email in. I'll put my junk email in. Yeah, okay. Discover how I started an online business that earns high-ticket commissions marketing valuable products people already want to buy. It's dropshipping. This is not a get-rich-quick program. I think you just kind of have to like question to yourself what kind of program you're selling when like right on the main page you have to tell people it's not a get rich quick program, because you know that that's what it looks like. Okay, so yeah, this dude has a drop shipping program that he wants to sell you. So this is very common. This is what a lot of people do. And actually it's really funny because when I went to go like look up more information about this and like these Google surveys, they're all pretty much the same video of someone saying, do you want to make $1 every 20 seconds taking Google surveys? And then pretending to go through the steps to show you how to do that and then selling you their course. So I'm pretty sure one drop shipping dude thought of this idea, thought it was brilliant, got a bunch of views because it seems really awesome and it seems really good because it is too good to be true, because it's not true. And then every other person who wanted to sell you their course and get a lot of views did the same exact video. These videos are not actually meant to be helpful in any way. They are, again, meant to get a shitload of views and then try to convert you over to either watching more of their videos, clicking on their bio, and downloading their program, which of course costs money. But unfortunately, a lot of people take this at face value. I mean, you can tell. How many likes does this video have? 107,000 likes, which means it probably has like 1 million views, I would guess. 1.6 million views, 100,000 people liked it. So obviously a lot of people are believing this. This is the side of TikTok that like makes me kind of roll my eyes, because I do think that you can provide a lot of really awesome information, even just in a few seconds. But unfortunately, there are people who are just there to try to get views and clicks and sell you something. So they're willing to say anything that sounds kind of clickbaity. But the reality of it is that most survey taking sites don't pay you very much money. I actually did a video on this. I sat down for an hour to see how much you could make on a survey taking app. I will link that video here. Spoiler alert, it's not that much. It's definitely not, how much was it? $1 every 20 seconds. No, more like $1 every 20 minutes. Okay, so we're done with our dropshipping dude. Let's go on to the second video. Oh, some of these that have like songs in them, I don't know if they're copyrighted songs, so I might have to like overlap them with like elevator music. So if the song sounds kind of weird for the video, it's probably because it's not the original song. I have a feeling this is gonna be one of those I have to do that with. So basically the gist of this video is that you buy a mic and then you just record 6 minutes of audio and you'll make $500 from that audio clip. So this was actually something that I didn't know for the longest time. I'd already actually done research on these videos because, again, they're the kind of videos that seem a little bit too good to be true, so I had to like kind of figure out what was going on there. And I actually ran across a TikTok about a professional who does like audiobook recordings and voice recordings, and she talked about how this is 6 minutes of content and how even as a professional that often can take her hours to record and get just right, and then you have to go back and edit it and make sure that it sounds perfect. And that is from like a professional standpoint. So definitely someone who is coming in as a beginner is not going to be able to make the high quality content that this person is expecting for that $500. It's going to be hours and hours and hours of work. It is not just you sit down and film the 6 minutes and then you're done and you upload it and you make $500. It's also really important to know that the competition on Fiverr, which is like what is pictured in this video, is really high. You've got a lot of people on there who have excellent resumes, have been doing a lot of this stuff for a while, who are very creative and professional, who often are going to get those better paying gigs than someone who is just starting out or just decided to randomly buy a mic on Amazon to try to make a quick couple bucks. If someone is willing to offer you $500 for 6 minutes of audio, chances are they are going to want a portfolio of proof that you have produced a lot of quality content in the past. Also, as someone who has spent a lot of time and a lot of money on different mics for recording things, whenever I was looking into getting a mic for the podcast that I will be starting, let me tell you, just because something has like good reviews on Amazon does not mean that it is actually a quality mic. Good quality mics that people use for these kinds of recordings can run you hundreds of dollars. So if this is something that you want to start as like a true business and it's something that you want to get into, just know that it is not like 6 minutes of your time, $30 mic on Amazon, and you'll get $500 and you're good to go. If it were that good, everyone would be doing it. Okay, let's move on to TikTok number 3.
So I saw this thing on TikTok where you could save $5,000 in like 3 to 6 months. So I went to Hobby Lobby, bought some cute stickers and a recipe box because it was cute and it held the cards a little bit better. And then I bought the cute colored envelopes because I just didn't want them to be plain white. I numbered them 1 through 100 and then mixed them all up to the best of my abilities so that none of them were in any kind of consecutive order. And I put them in the box. And then after I got all of them in there, I took a white envelope and folded it at the bottom to make it kind of like a tab to put in the back so that once we finish or we use that envelope, we can put it behind it so we don't pick it again. I decorated the outside of the box with some cute flower stickers because I thought it was boring. And yeah, so basically you just draw a card and whatever it says on the outside of the envelope, that's how much money you put in. And once you put that money in, you seal it with a cute sticker and put it behind the tab, and that will save you $5,000.
Okay, so this one I am not like shitting on a ton. I think that this is really cute. Like, it's a really cute take on the cash envelope system, which I actually just did a video on as well, walking through the cash envelope system. I tried it out for a couple of weeks from start to finish to get some experience with it, show you the pros and cons. I will link that video up here and also in the description box down below as well. But the cash envelope system is a very well established budgeting system and way for you to save money. And of course, I am all for finding new and creative ways to motivate yourself to save more money. And I do think that in theory, these ideas seem really promising and cute and motivating at first. And that's why obviously a lot of people watch it and like it and share it and recommend it. Just keep in mind a couple of things. One is that in order to do this exact method where she's writing a bunch of different numbers on cards, you're going to need easy access to exact cash. So obviously, if you have an envelope that she pulled out like $48, you're not gonna be able to just like run to an ATM and get $48. You're going to need a lot of different bills to put in those envelopes if you're doing it every day. That's a lot of trips to the bank. You could always just do like once a week. You could pull like 7 envelopes. But again, you are going to have to make weekly runs to make sure that you have the exact bills you'll need to put inside of each of those envelopes. In my experience, from what I have seen very often, people do ideas like this like 3 to 4 times and then they stop. This is essentially the same idea that I talked about in my video of things that you think you need to spend the money on but you don't, where I talked about like expensive workout equipment or really nice journals or planners or really nice organizing systems. We think that getting like aesthetically pleasing expensive things will motivate us to use them more frequently, but chances are if you're not already using just a standard cash envelope system, you're not going to use it just because it's in like a really super cute box and it's all like pretty and colorful and has cool stickers. Most people will find they don't want to go to the bank that often. It's also really risky to have $5,000 in cash sitting there. Obviously you don't have it for that full time, but like that's a lot of cash that starts to add up. And if it were me and I was doing this, I would periodically put that money in the bank, which I feel like kind of like defeats the purpose, but I would feel really uncomfortable having like that much cash sitting in a tin that says budget on it for anyone to walk by and assume there's probably some money in there. But I do like this concept of saving different amounts on different days. Liz and I actually tried to do something similar to this in our YNAB budget at the beginning of the year, and then again, it was kind of one of those things, we did it a few times and then just kind of stopped. But if you want something that you can do more reliably and consistently that is along those same lines of saving different random amounts to hopefully add up to meet your goals over time, I highly recommend Digit. I talked about Digit in this video. I will link that up here. Basically, it is just an app that automatically transfers money from your bank into Digit savings, and it assesses like your spending habits, your saving habits, how much you typically have inside of your bank account to decide what is a safe amount for you to spend. And it will deposit different amounts at different increments of time. And if you are someone who wants to be able to save money without really thinking about it and just doing it in little increments, kind of like what they showed in this video, that is automatic. It does all the work for you. It has overdraft protection, so you know you're never saving more and like risking you not having any money inside of your actual bank account. And I feel like it's something that you would actually stick to for longer. Is it as aesthetically pleasing? No. But is it more realistic and something that you could actually stick to? Yes. So super cute idea, but again, I just think it's one of those ideas that seems really cool in theory on a TikTok, but isn't as practical in practice.
Here's a life hack that they didn't teach you in school that can save you a lot of money. So most people will buy a single family property and have to pay $2,000 a month for their mortgage. They also get no write-offs or deductions. Now, with house hacking, you can buy a 3-unit property, live in one of the units, and rent out the other 2 units. So if you charge $1,000 per unit, that's $2,000 a month, which should cover your mortgage. Even if you're too young for this, you're probably gonna buy a house one day, so make sure you save this.
Okay, so as you could see from like that screenshot, I follow Sarah. Like, I love some of her tips. This is not like shitting on her or anything like this, because this concept is totally a thing. It's called house hacking. I talked about it in my Graham Stephan video. Graham Stephan talks about this a lot because he's a realtor. He knows more about that stuff than like I do. But it's a very common idea of how to make some passive income and how to not have to pay a mortgage. And the idea is that instead of just owning a home that only you and your family live in, you buy either like a townhome or a tripod. triplex, whatever it's called, duplex, whatever, and you rent out those other areas to help pay for your mortgage. But just keep in mind, it's not as simple as just buying a duplex and then moving someone in and you just collect their money. You are now a landlord, which means that you have all of the responsibilities and the duties of a landlord. If someone isn't renting in there for months on end, you still have to be able to cover your mortgage without that stream of income coming in. If something breaks, you're responsible for it. If you have tenants that produce horror stories, like some of the ones that I've heard, Graham Stephan has a really good horror story about one of his like first ever tenants that was so bad. They completely trashed the place. You're responsible for that. So just keep that in mind whenever you are thinking about the idea of house hacking, that it is still a job and it's something that you're going to have to put time, money, and effort into to make sure that you have good, reliable tenants, you have a contract set up, they are covered, you are covered, and you can still afford the home that you have bought even if you don't have money coming in. With this means that you need to scope out a place that someone is actually going to want to rent from. It means that you need to live in a place that the demand for renting is high. That way you don't have too many gaps between your renters when they are moving out or moving in. It also means that you have to have a lot of cash on hand because, again, like I said, there are going to be times that things break. You're going to be responsible for fixing that in a timely manner. There's going to be times that you're paying the full mortgage without any income coming in. So forget just like the standard 3 to 6 month emergency fund. You need a lot of money if you're going to start house hacking. A really good resource, if this is something that you're interested in, is actually Sarah, but different Sarah, on here from The Budget Girl on YouTube. I will link her channel down below as well. She is really awesome. She house hacks. She has got it all down to a T, and she talks about being realistic with it, what it's like trying to scope out a place to house hack at or get another like piece of property for, and everything that it entails for all of the work that she has to put in to make this possible. So unfortunately, it's not as easy as just instead of buying a one-person house, you buy a two-person house, and then you've got someone paying your mortgage for forever.
Here's why you should never save money. In 1932, $20 would buy you 482 gallons of gas, 428 gallons of milk, or 670 dozen eggs. Today, that same $20 would only get you 8 gallons of gas, 7 gallons of milk, and 10 dozen eggs. Banks are using inflation to steal your wealth and keep you working for less and less.
This is pretty like standard TikTok advice where like you almost got to the point, but then missed it completely. Yes, inflation exists. Does it suck that your money is losing value as it sits there? Absolutely, but that doesn't mean that you should never save. I've talked about this before, but high yield savings accounts serve their purpose. No, a lot of them are not even beating inflation or keeping up with inflation, but there are so many reasons in life that you need money on hand. You need to have savings. People go on vacations, they buy houses, they have weddings, they have emergencies that happen. You just want to fund bigger things. You have babies, you have cats, anything. There are so many things in life that you need to save for, and just because inflation exists doesn't mean that you should stop saving for those things. Because what can happen if you instead invested all of your money is that you could be in a place that you need that money very quickly and you can't access it because it takes time to pull it out of the market and then deposit it inside of your bank account. And also, on top of that, you could be at a place where you might need that money while the market is down and you have actually lost money rather than making yourself money, which is the exact opposite of what you are wanting to do. And that is why both saving and investing are important, but for different reasons. And again, this guy knows what he's doing. He makes tons of videos like this. Technically, he's not wrong, but he's also not right, you know? It's supposed to be clickbait. It's supposed to get a lot of people to share and interact and comment. Oh, we got more by this dude. Okay, let's keep going.
There are 5 jobs that will make you a millionaire, and the last one is the best. Number 1, an anesthesiologist, $267,000. 2, surgeon, $255,000. 3, orthodontist, $238,000. 4, psychiatrist, $220,000. And number 5, an entrepreneur.
Okay, 4 of those made less than $250,000 each year. So yeah, I guess like if you made that money and you didn't pay any taxes on it and you didn't spend any money at all, like within 4 or 5 years, you could be a millionaire. But again, this is one of those things that like you're not wrong, but you're also not right. The job that you have does not automatically make you a millionaire. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to be a millionaire. The biggest thing that decides if you are building wealth is where you are putting your money, how much of it you are investing, and the difference between your income and your spending. It doesn't matter if you make $250,000 a year if you also spend $250,000 a year. I could be making $50,000 but spend 40, and I would become a millionaire faster than the anesthesiologist would. And then the whole idea that an entrepreneur's income is unlimited. Yeah, I guess if like in theory if you're lucky, but not a lot of entrepreneurs end up making shitloads of money. So again, so close yet so far away. Oh, it's this guy again.
5 habits that will make you a millionaire. Number 1, wake up early. The early bird gets the worm. Number 2, meditate. Remember, you become what you think about. 3, hydrate. You as a human are 70% water, so drink up. Number 4, exercise. Move your lazy. And number 5, eat healthy.
Am I a millionaire yet? I feel like a better title to this video would be 5 habits that could make you a millionaire that aren't actually habits to building wealth. They're just habits about like how to improve your overall general health and well-being, and actually have nothing to do with like your productivity or your wealth building or your ability to make more money or spend less money. So I'm gonna make my own version of 5 habits that will make you a millionaire. 1, breathe. 2, think. 3, eat food. 4, go to sleep every night. 5, stand up. That's it. Are you all millionaires yet? You're welcome. Okay. Send me the check.
Boss, can I get paid more? Why do you deserve more money? Because I turn up to work and I do what I'm told. So you're just doing the minimum. Yeah, I don't want to do any extra. That's why it's called minimum wage. If you want more, you've got to provide more value to the business. That makes sense, and then I can ask.
Okay. First off, dude, that is not why it's called minimum wage. Okay, did we ever take like a history class? Or an economics class? I mean, come on. Minimum wage was supposed to be the minimum amount that someone could live off of. They should be able to realistically live off of minimum wage. It doesn't mean minimum work effort. Has this guy ever worked a minimum wage job in his life? I'm sorry, okay, the hardest jobs I have ever worked were ones I was getting paid minimum wage at. Starbucks kicked my fucking ass. Okay, I did love that job. Like, looking back on it, I kind of miss it. But the amount of times that I came home crying from that job were insane. I busted my ass at that place. Okay, and I think I got paid like more than, like, maybe like a quarter above minimum wage. Okay, it has nothing to do with your work ethic. Ugh. I also, from someone who, again, has worked those minimum wage jobs to someone who has worked their way up to being in a supervisor position, would argue that the people who are working the minimum wage jobs are putting in way more effort than the supervisors who are making twice or 3 times or 10 times what they are making are. I wouldn't even argue that. I know that. I know that for a fact from past jobs that I have had. I get what this guy was trying to do, but it's just like so frustrating to me to see people belittle minimum wage jobs as if these aren't the jobs that, like, when everything shut down during the parallelogram, we suddenly considered to be essential. These jobs were like, meh, whatever, you're putting in minimum work, you should get paid minimum wage, flipping burgers, you idiot. And then suddenly when everything shut down, everyone was like, but we need McDonald's, it's essential. Okay, but then fucking pay them like it's essential, bro. What do you mean? You pick a side. Pick a side. And especially with the climate that is going on right now. I mean, I see this all of the time. That people are like,
oh, no one wants to work, so we have no employees.
No, people just don't want to get paid next to nothing to get belittled and berated by people all day long. Customer service jobs are terrible. People are awful. Like, when I said I came home crying, most of the time it was because I was overworked and people were just so mean. No one wants to get paid $7 or $8 an hour to get yelled and screamed at all day while they're working on their feet and sweating their ass off. It's not that no one wants to work, it's that no one wants to pay people what they deserve. It's just so frustrating because if you literally have ever worked a single job in your life, which a lot of, like, this guy targets kids. He's extremely successful on TikTok. I guarantee you most of his followers are children, because to children this sounds like a great idea. But once you get out into the real world and you find out as an adult that working harder just gets you taken advantage of by your supervisors and by corporate, it doesn't often actually lead to any sort of a pay raise. So great in theory, but this is capitalism, bro. So okay, so now that we went on that rant, that is it. That is all the videos I have for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed, or you at least were a little bit entertained by my sassy rants. I'm so sorry, this was like a very sassy one. You got full unfiltered Lexa for this because it just gets me riled up. It fuels my hate fire.
It fuels my hate fire.
But if you did enjoy, please remember to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps boost this video to the top. That way more people can find this content. And I will see you all next time. Bye.